Dr. West, this is also the other problem on the left, is that there is this degree of infighting where no one ever gets their shit together, and they go after him, where, like you said, throw everything else out. Seriously. Even if this is just a speaking tour, he has an it factor where he can inspire people, and that is very hard to do in politics. So, friend of the show, Tim Black, had him on recently. He's been on. He's been behind him the entire way. And there have been people that have been literally trying to throw Dr. West under the bus. It is absolutely insane.
Even if you don't agree with him, it's like, if that's the person in politics that you're picking a fight with.
Oh my God, get out.
It's like are you kidding? Like, he's the least nefarious person in the news.
With all the shit we have going on right now, you have time to devote relentlessly to go after Dr. West.
Really? Like, how does that serve anybody?
Here we go.
Okay, some of my secular brothers and sisters say, well, Brother West, you're spending so much time with all of these Christians, and we're tired of hearing about all of these Christians. And I say, I spend time with anybody I want to. I just spent time with my Muslim brothers in Houston. I'm meeting with the Buddhists. I met with Mormons. I'm meeting with the secular atheists. I'm a free man and will be a free man. And so when I hear all, and then it just takes off, and then people reflect on my past. Here come Peter down. He say X, Y, and Z. I said, no, Peter, come on, man, broke up. One of the reasons why we didn't get along is because you were telling these lies about folk who I deeply love, and I trusted you, and that trust was shattered and so forth. That doesn't mean he's a demon. It just means I don't trust him.
I love that he calls people out. I freaking love it.
And he couldn't have said it any better. He's saying, I ain't saying you're a demon. I'm just saying
I
won't work with you, dude.
I don't trust you.
And that's okay. And there are plenty of people.
How cool is that?
And in the political arena, there are people that I know. There are people in my line of work that I think are friendly and I could get along with them. I wouldn't work with them. I wouldn't trust them as far as I could throw them. And that is the difference.
I'm going to woo you over, Osiris. I'm going to have you having a West bumper sticker on your car one of these days.
Yeah, really. No, but this really does speak to the bigger issue here. You can get along with people and say, okay, let's figure out how we can get somewhere on healthcare, on a living wage, labor. I may not trust you. I'm going to keep you at arm's length. And if you prove that we can get along, again, it's such common sense.
Yeah.
And to me, that is the bigger problem.
I can't help but love him.
Everybody just.
Have you ever read his book, Race Matters?
No.
It's really, really good. It's not long. I did the audio, which is, it's amazing because it's him. Mm-hmm. So it's like getting a private lecture by Dr. West, which is one of the things I love about audiobook. But yeah, it's just, and he wrote it originally, I want to say, the original one was like 2006 or sometime a long time ago, but he re-released the 25th anniversary, and it was just, it might have been in the 90s. Yeah, he just re-released the 25th anniversary, but I highly recommend.
There we go.
Jill Stein, she became untrustworthy.
That's hard.
Arrogant attitudes towards folk I'm concerned about. So I couldn't work with them in that context. That's just a human thing. I ain't out to demonize nobody. I don't want to act as if they're the devil, but they're untrustworthy, and that's the reason why I don't follow through. And so when I hear all these little buzzes on what they're saying, I say, oh my God, it's almost like they're addicted to this stuff. Why don't you spend time trying to make sure that these brothers are out of jail? I mean, all these black revolutionary folk on the radio, it look like so many of them are on Jimmy Dore's plantation, but we won't get into all of that right now.
Oh, no, we will get into that because that is a direct, that's basically saying.
Wait, is he talking about RBN?
No, well, he addresses that RBN piggybacks off of Jimmy, as do a lot of other channels, including people we're friends with. And the truth is, you use it as leverage, but you cannot deny, if you turn on Jimmy, he will bring up Dr. West completely out of context to bash him.
Yeah, I know they had that falling out, right?
Well, because Jimmy has some really big problems with this idea that Dr. West's campaign is centered on a black first agenda. Okay, listen, you don't have to agree with it, but it is a working class agenda. It's not an anti-white agenda.
Can I honestly?
No, yeah, I'll agree with that. What's that, Jen?
This man, and this is why he speaks to my soul, right? Like his entire life, he has been fighting for who are the least of these. He believes that we have a responsibility to the least of these. This is someone who takes his religion seriously, personally, not in a judgy, preachy way, but that's how he sees his like calling. And it's like, he lives that. Like it would be one thing if he just was always saying that, but like he has a whole lifetime of it. And I find that, and he has 0 F's to give, clearly, about calling people out. So he's definitely got balls.
Yeah.
He's got balls and brains. And I appreciate that.
Great qualities. Here we go.
And now I say, why don't you spend time making sure Mumi is free? That's what we've been trying to do for 35, 40 years. Where's your work? Where's your sacrifice? Where's your reflection? What kind of hits are you taking? What kind of burdens are you bearing? Or what are you doing? Are you just playing a game? Well, you see, that's just sad, man. It's a sad thing. That doesn't mean that they're demons. It just means that I just hope and wish that they reach a point in their lives where they get beyond the little pettiness and actually become substantive, genuine revolutionaries, loving the people, focusing on the people in such a way that they are the fundamental focus of your work, not these little buzzes that go around and around. It's all about market. It's all about money. It's all about Tucker Carlson got 200 million, so he's the big man. No, Tucker is still a white supremacist who conforms to neo-fascist sensibilities. I don't care how many he has on his podcast.
Even if I disagree with that statement, he's still allowed to say that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Whatever he was.
And I give Tucker all the credit in the world for saying what needed to be said about Julian Assange. So, for example,
we give Tucker props when it's needed.
Dr. West supports the freedom of Julian Assange, and so does Tucker Carlson.
Exactly.
So he can call Tucker Carlson all he wants, but you know what? I guarantee you that he would work with him if that meant saving our civil liberties, specifically our First Amendment right, which is literally.
I just find Tucker Carlson extremely elitist. Thoughts, Osiris?
Man, the whole race focus is just a turn off for me. It's just. I want to like him. He would be so good. If I could take all that race stuff and just throw it out the window, he would be so good. But when you boil it down to the race, so he's calling Tucker a racist, basically a white. What does that even mean? What is that about?
Is what he's talking about is not so much on an individual level as much as part of the system that is essentially white supremacist system. That's how it's been built here. That's what he's referencing.
We'll finish it up.
I mean, yeah.
We'll finish it up.
But if it's just about size, and here Paul Street, who I have such great respect for, he made the point with tremendous power. He said, I thought independent media was going to be independent. No, independent media too often, there's some good ones, but too often, they just trying to make money too. And they going with the big money. They going with the big markets. They going with those who have the most eyeballs. Where's the integrity? And then you're going to attack other people's integrity? Please, it's a sad situation. So I said, let me talk to my brother Tim just to be able to reflect on this thing. Because I do stand corrected if I'm wrong. I acknowledge that. But I can tell you one thing too, that's when folks start coming at your loved ones, I get very upset.
Yeah.
Well, what was that? Who did?
His wife.
Who did?
His wife. Now, his wife is a lovely lady, but obviously was probably somewhat in over her head.
What is this on social media?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But it wasn't who. He didn't name names though. Who's he talking about?
He doesn't have to because it's pretty obvious some of the ones that he is referring to.
Is he talking about Revolutionary Blackout Network? They came for his wife or who?
I don't know if he's talking about them, and I'm not going to listen. You don't need to start anything with them. It's more of a headache than you need.
I don't know about it. I only know about it from hearing about it from him because I'm not even on there. But my thing about people that punch sideways is it's just really unproductive. And it's like, stay in your lane, work on your own thing. If your entire shtick is constantly criticizing everybody, everybody's not this enough. Everybody's not that enough. Nobody is pure enough. I think all you do is bitch and moan and complain and hate on everybody. And that's what I agree with him. But what are you doing? And I have thought this about many of the people that are constantly criticizing, whether it's me or whoever. It's like, if all you do is just sit there and criticize everybody and everyone's a phony and this one's a grifter and this one's a sellout and it's like, but what are you doing? Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.